Buongiorno from our home in Sicily. We're going to go to Siracusa to see the Archaeological Park and one of the largest Greek theaters in the world. And there's also some Roman ruins and the ear of Dionysius that's so famous.
What did you say? The ear? No, seriously? That was Greater Greece in those days. They had a fastball, didn't it? And I'm telling you one thing, the ruins down there, the archaeological sites down there, they're thrilling.
You know, it's always amazing when I tell people, you know, Siracusa was once more powerful, richer, and more influential than actual Greece. They're like, really? Yes, because it was part of Magna Graecia and it was going against Athens at all times. And Siracusa won many times.
You know, this is not in the island of Ortigia itself. The amphitheater, so to speak, is a ways from it, but that whole area is just replete with history. It's just, you have to put it on your bucket list when you come to Sicily, for sure.
For sure, you can do that. The amphitheater and the Greek theater, by the way. There's a Roman amphitheater and a Greek theater there. That archaeological park, along with Ortigia, the island of Ortigia, it makes for a long day and a lot of walking, but you get a lot of it in. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the Greek theater. It was built in the 5th century before Christ, and it could seat 15,000 people at one point. And by the way, they still have performances there all April, May, and then also in August. So it's, if you can get a performance, it's a really cool thing.
I have a question. What was the admission that you have to pay this year? They raised your admission price, didn't they?
€14 a
14
person.
euro per person to get in, and
it's worth it.
it's kind of cheap, to be honest with you.
It's worth it.
15 bucks, 16
All right,
bucks.
our guide Natale, yes, because he was born on Christmas, is going to tell us all about some of the attractions.
Well, let's go.
Teatro Greco, Ara de Leone, Anfiteatro, Anfiteatro, Orecchio di Dionisio.
Now we are in the archaeological area called the Neapolis, the new town. We're going to have a look at the Greek theater. It's 5th to the 3rd century BC, and we have to the famous Year of Dionysius. Dionysius cave with amazing acoustic system.
And we're going to sing in there, right?
Absolutely.
The tyrant
yes,
Dionysius kept his prisoners in there.
Right. So they was not here. That's something new. That's Roman Amphitheater. We'll have the Greek period because we are in the Roman period. Italy Colosseum, the largest, 50,000 spectators, more or less 40,000 Capua. After Verona, 25,000, and about 20,000 spectators can get inside here. Theater, half circle, amphitheater, oval shape and closed. That's different from construction, okay? The really big difference is performance, tragedy, comedies there, ludi gladiatori, gladiator fight here.
Just like the one in Catania.
Just like the one in Catania.
And does it has all the intricate tunnels and so forth?
That's the difference between a theater and amphitheater, because this is the arena.
The arena.
Okay, the arena that we have in this place, in this area.
Whether you were here during the Roman period or the Greek period, there was plenty of entertainment. Up there was an aqueduct, and down here 6,000 people could sit. This tree is 120 years old. It's called the ficus. It's some kind of a fig tree. Here's a sacrifice area.
Here's the sacrifice animals, no humans here. And this sacrifice area is from 3rd century BC. And this was one of the largest from the Greek time.
The area where they were sacrificing the animals were very important because they were sacrificing and burning important organs, so liver, heart, kidney, and also the good part of the meat. And that ensured that the Greek people had a good relationship with the gods, right? They wanted to sacrifice and burn and give the best part of the animal to the gods. As you walk to the ear of Dionysius, you're surrounded by this beautiful greenery everywhere. This is called the oleander tree. It's a poisonous tree, actually. Stone quarry and prison during the Greek period. Later it was transformed into a garden, a paradise of lemon and oranges, and certainly you can see all the wonderful oranges and lemon trees, and boy, I wish you could smell this. Look at all these cats.
It's an artificial cave and was made. It's handmade, 65 meters long, 23 meters high. The name was given by the painter Caravaggio. Caravaggio arrived in 1608 here. Give a look to the Year of Dionysius. Looks like in here, and he used to give the name Year of Dionysius. But of course, it's more legend instead of real, because he heard about the legend that the king Dionysius, the tyrant, was taking his politic prisoners inside there, and from the end outside he was able to listen, understand all what prisoners said about him. But I repeat, it's more legend about reality. Absolutely.
And tell me about how big this is. And this was hand carved out of
It's
this.
all hand carved at 65 meters, as I said, long, and 23 meters high. All where we are now was the old stone quarry where 5 million cubic meters materials they carved out from this area.
And where did they? What did they use it for?
They use it especially to build temples, to build houses, to build part of the theater, and especially from here, the protection wall of the island of Ortigia, 22 square kilometers wall built with stones, a block of stones taken from this place.
Is that correct?
65 meters long, 23 meters high. Name was given to this property by the painter Caravaggio.
Stand down up there.
Oh, okay. I used to say, volare, and you have to say,
Vol-
oh, cantare.
Cantare.
Oh, ready? Oh, cantare. Oh, that's it.
Bravo.
Stopping rate, that's good.
Yes.
The smell of the citrus.
Yeah.
The last tyrant.
He was Hieron II that lived 94 years.
That's
And
incredible.
Yes, and he got 54 years the power in Siracusa. He was a loved king, by the way, loved it, because when he died, everybody started crying because it was absolutely amazing and quite different from all other kings.
How
in
was he
Siracusa.
different?
He was different because he loved the people, and he was giving something and makes a lot for the people, and never like Dionysius that was just taking the people under his, we can say legs or arms. Instead, about, as I said, Hieron II, he was really good with the people that got around. Okay.
Did people have to pay
No.
for the entrance?
No, absolutely.
This was during political upheaval.
Pay instead. It was just the politic that made something like this to take them in the Greek theater. Okay.
So it's a
This-
good distraction when there's
Right.
something going on
Yes.
politically.
Greek period. Roman period was the same. They made the ludi gladiatori venationes with animals for the reason to keep the people well, so that the empire can have, much more power, and the people were for that empire. This is the reason why most of the time, like under Nero, they made more than 108 days just playing in the Colosseum in Rome, just to enjoy the people. Okay.
Grazie mille. As you walk in, there's all these tombs. Were these important people buried here?
Absolutely. That's all for important people because the common people burnt or they're going, in different ways.
This is called the mother-in-law chair. That's fun. We've, of course, done many videos on the island of Ortigia, and I'll leave you a link to that in the description. I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in some of the hot places to see here in Sicily on the East Coast. So I went to Taormina, and actually there's a lot of construction, a lot of building going on, new shops, renovations, and so forth. So I was very struck by that. It's the end of March and they're rebuilding or reconstructing Dolce Gabbana. It was just put in here 2 years ago. Everywhere. They're building, opening, renovating. Workers everywhere. Now, you may be wondering about Cyclone Harry and the destruction. They are working rapidly to open up some of the beach areas and so forth. There are still some pockets of destruction along the way. Now, we were in Ortigia, obviously, as well, so there's some tourists going on there. Not the big crowds that are you going to see in like May, June, July, August, September, and now even October. So that's a good thing. So not a lot of people, but tourism is starting to kick off on the island.
Let's all put Hurricane Harry behind us, okay? Because Sicily is open for business, period, end of sentence. It's like saying after a hurricane goes through Florida, oh my God, there's a hurricane there. Is it safe? Let me tell you something, no matter where you go in the world, there's going to be some type of natural disaster strike. It doesn't make any difference. Sicily is open for business. Let me say that again. It's the beginning of April by the time we air this thing, and people are here. People are enjoying themselves. What can you not do in April? Well, it's a little bit chilly to go swimming and laying on the beach right now. I'll tell you right now. Right now, in the daytime, it's about in the mid-60s, okay? But as we get closer into May, by the middle of May, people will be swimming.
So exciting. And
I'm
by
psyched.
the way, speaking of touring, we do have some spots open in our June tour on the west coast of Sicily, and also our September Legends from Giardini Naxos and Lipari. That's a great tour. And then we have this brand new tour at the end of October that we still have open, a Legends tour. And at the beginning of October, we have our regular fall tour. All of this information, by the way, is on www.youmeandsicily.com.
Well, the Legends tours that she's alluding to, that's for people who have traveled with us in the past. You're entitled to a bigger than usual discount. Now, one of them is unadvertised.
Unadvertised, but we're opening it up for everyone.
And where is that going to be? Just give
We're going to have Cefalù and Castellammare del Golfo as a base. We're going to visit Seliuninte, Marzale del Vallo. We're going to visit Termini e Meresi and the great Temple of Victory in Himera, which is a huge one. You know,
out of the
there's
way
a
places,
lot
though.
of great spots
right.
there.
These are not your typical touristic places. Aren't we going to some type of a farm or a...
We are. We're going to go to our friend Annalisa's Agroturismo. She grows and makes her own olive oil, wine. She's a great chef, so we're going to have a beautiful meal there and walk through the property.
The euro right now is pretty stable right now against the U.S. dollar. Air prices, because of the fuel situation, is higher than normal, but there's still plenty of good deals to take advantage of. And by the way, let me just say one last thing about this particular issue. Catania Airport is getting more efficient by the day.
For sure.
Okay, travelers here have been giving rave reviews about checking in and checking out.
The speed and the efficiency.
Yep,
So that's good news, and I think the same thing over there in Palermo. But listen, I just came home from the United States, so happy to be back in Sicily. Al's going to be going in just a few weeks, and he's going to have a meet and greet for our nonprofit. Want to tell us about it?
Well, first of all, today was a very great day for us.
Yes.
Today was a graduation day at our classes in Archeological, and it was great for a couple of reasons. The first is the joy that the kids had with their parents, okay? Number one. As a matter of fact, one of the adults had a beautiful breakfast with all sorts of pastries and so forth brought in at her own expense. That's how much she appreciated it. All the teachers got flowers. They brought flowers in. She has a big bouquet over here. And to top it off, we had, 6 Americans visiting us.
7.
Seven.
We had 5 and 2. Koi and Bambi were there, as well as our visitors. But before you go on, before you tell them, I just want to tell you the joy on
It was
the kids
unbelievable.
and the parents' faces when they all got their certificate and they're posing for the picture was priceless.
Let me tell you something else about that, too. I want to give a shout out today to Stefania,
Yes.
Maria Grazia, Caesar, and all my hero sailors from Sigonella Naval Station who volunteered their time. And every week we had between 3 and 6 sailors there working with the kids in addition to our teachers.
And don't forget Tom and Karen, who
And
were
Tom and
here
Karen
for the
Galati,
month
yeah.
of
Tom,
January.
how can we forget you? I can't
Oh my
forget you.
gosh, they were such a
Please,
great
are you
addition.
kidding me? This is Tom Galati we're
Karen
talking about.
Karen came with the kids and Tom went with you, so it was great. And today, Koi was even teaching. That was pretty cool.
Today we were doing, you know what the adults were doing today? We were doing tongue twisters. I love tongue, for pronunciation. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, and Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Oh my
How
gosh,
many
that was good.
pickled peppers did Peter?
That's pretty good, Al.
But you should hear people trying to say that in a foreign language for the first time. I mean, that was great.
They were.
We did a lot of
All right,
that
so
stuff.
tell us about the meet and greet.
So the meet and greet is going to be on Thursday, April 23rd in Lawrence, Massachusetts at Salvatore's Restaurant. If you go onto our website, www.thesicilianproject.com, you'll see an icon that says meet and greet. You got to get a great dinner for $35, and hopefully you can sponsor us if you want, either as a corporation for $250 or as a general person, so to speak, for $100. I'll be there with my daughters, both of them, Jen and Katie, and along with a cast of characters over there. And I'm bringing about 15, I think she got 15 of my newest books.
And also the travel books.
And the travel books. I'll be signing them. For those of you who have already previously purchased them, bring them and I'll sign them as well. I won't sign Esther's name though. She'd punch me in the nose.
I already signed my name.
But it's going to be a great time from 5:30
I signed my
to 8.
name on the travel book. I signed my name.
Wonderful.
It's waiting
So-
for you to sign.
Okay, and so that's going to be a good time. And remember, all this money that we collect and so forth goes towards running more classes here, okay? And the other thing, if you feel really gratuitous this year, there's another icon, because we learned our lesson from Harry. We've started a general relief fund for catastrophes here in Sicily. You'll see the icon over there, because we want to have cash money on hand to immediately help folks. You know, we've given out almost, what is it, 38,000 or 39,000 US dollars already, and we still have some left. We're still waiting for a couple of people that Esther has in mind that still need help. So the next time we'll be hit, whether it's an earthquake, whether it's a fire, you name it, anything except locust. I hope we don't have locust over here this year. We're going to be ready for it.
Now, if you're watching this in the beginning of April, it's Easter week here in Sicily and around
Yep.
the world. So I want to wish all of you a very blessed, a very healthy, and very happy Easter from Esther, because I wait every year to say that. And I know we'll be going around to, if you
Easter
want,
from Esther.
Happy Easter.
It's
from
alliteration.
Esther. If you haven't, if you're watching this on Sunday, it's Palm Sunday, and then next Sunday will be Easter, and I'm sure we'll be bringing you some great videos from all over Sicily.
I want to give a shout out. Can I give a shout out?
Go for it.
To our good two good friends of ours who are in Amsterdam right now, Lucia or Lou Mella, and a great husband, Jim, right? I'll tell you
Ching
one quick.
ching to you.
I'll tell you one quick story. So, I'm finishing this book called The Infinity Protocol, and talking to Lou about it. She says, "Geez, got to take a look at." I says, "Listen, it's not ready yet, but I sent her my 8th draft."
Yeah.
All right. So, the next thing she knows, she prints it out. One copy for her.
Over 200 pages.
And one copy for her husband Jim, who was a retired military, like lieutenant colonel, and they've been mesmerized by this book.
It's a good
I
book.
was so excited to hear that. It was great.
All right.
It was great.
Do you have anything else?
What I want to say, yes, I have one thing I want to say.
Go.
Lastly, this is a very sacred period of time in Sicily. The whole Palm Easter things over there. In Archeological, it's sacred. It's a great place to come early in the springtime before the maddening crowds come here. The only thing you really can't do is swim. But the touristic sites, they're all open. Everything is open, and the prices are a little bit lower than in the high
But
season.
specifically, on Easter
Yeah.
is a very
It's great. It's
special
great.
day.
It's great. So that's all I
Special
wanted
time.
to say.
Well, you know what? It's not only Easter is special, Christmas is special, and
Oh,
you know, all
They're
the
all good.
festivals, all the religious festivals. There's something for everyone in Sicily. All right. On that note, ching ching,
we're in paradise.
ching ching,
Sa
ching,
benedica.
ching to you. Ciao.